So guys, it's been a while since I've uploaded a video here to YouTube, and I thought might as well do something talking about the future of competitive Call of Duty as far as where I stand as a casual, I would say more of a casual competitive player. Someone I'd like to get better in the game to where, you know, I can do, you know, play in better in the game as far as a competitive standpoint. And I play GBs or UMGs, you know, game battles and UMG gaming online matches. They have sites that you can go to do that, and I play those on a regular basis. But this year seems to be the year where a lot of people are split on what they want to play, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I just feel that. But it's sort of a split in the community as far as what games are going to be played. A lot of pro players are wanting Modern Warfare Remastered to be the game played by the pros on the circuit, and some are pushing even just for an all S&D game, where a lot of other people are like, for Call of Duty, you know, we play respawns, we play these fast game types, which separates us from games like Counter-Strike that are only S&D or this one style of game mode, you could say. And I'm currently using the NV4 Fallout. I am Prestige. I have Prestige in the game already, so this isn't my first go around in the levels. No, I got stuck. But I was going to talk about what I feel as far as what's going to be good about this year and what I feel is going to be the downfall, because I feel that this year will definitely be a step back as far as the competitive aspect of the game. Oh man, that guy almost got a 3-piece for the final kill cam.
Well done.
But I did break my pinky at work, so that's why you guys see my fingers a little weird. Luckily it's just the pinky. I can still play. As you can see, here's my, I haven't really shown you guys this, but here's my Scuff. That's my Scuff Infinity one. It's a little custom. I added the red and stuff to it, but I do use a USB cord for my when I play on my Xbox. So. Oh, the Phantom. I enjoy the Phantom. I'm enjoying these missions I've been getting though. Just I play with the Merc, you know, get X amount of kills. I don't usually play regular pubs. There is a competitive playlist that's 4v4, but I seem to have a lot of connection issues when playing on the 4v4 playlist. So that's why I went ahead and just jumped into a regular domination match, so I can talk to you guys about what I feel is a problem, at least this year, for the for Call of Duty competitive. So guys, I'm going to try to throw in clips from both Modern Warfare Remastered and, well, obviously, Infinite Warfare. I'm going to throw in both clips from both games, just so you guys can see the standpoint that someone like I'm coming from, where I sort of, you know, I'm not saying I don't enjoy Infinite Warfare, but it's definitely a game that I feel is missing something. Like Black Ops 3, I would just sit there and play pubs for days. I could just sit there and play pubs. Oh, wow, this guy's starting to do. This is another weapon. Energy weapons in this game are vastly overpowered compared to the ballistic weapons or regular bullet weapons in this game. It's sort of how it seems to be going. So guys, what I was saying is there's going to be a split. There's sort of a split, but mostly it's a split between the pro players and Activision this year, because Activision is clearly going to be pushing their new game to be on the pro circuit. That's going to be played in the Call of Duty World League and other leagues such as that, which I believe the World League is the only official Call of Duty professional league currently at the time. And I believe that MLG is currently running it, as far as I know. But a lot of pro players have pretty much been playing only Modern Warfare Remastered. You know, there's a couple of pro teams that have been scrimming on Infinite Warfare. But that's just because they're trying trying to get basically a one-up on everybody that isn't playing it.
We're winning this fight.
That's not, and that's just because the lack of, you know, what people want to do. There's nobody that really wants to play the game because of just how lopsided it is. It's extremely random, and the only way to win gunfights is basically, there's so much connection based in this game that you've pretty much got to be host to seem to win a lot of gunfights. And even if you are host, half the time you're losing gunfights that you should probably win, but just because of the issues that this game does have. What do you... Another thing is spawns are broken in this game. But pretty much every pro player that has any kind of standing in the community has pretty much gone to a point where they are sick and tired of the game already. They don't enjoy playing Infinite Warfare. There were problems with Black Ops 3, but there were pros that would stream it on a daily basis because they genuinely enjoyed playing the game.
Team, capture the objectives.
And
friendly drone support is active.
It's one of those things that you don't see these pros playing Infinite Warfare like they did Black Ops 3, simply because of the fact that it's not fun to them. And because it's not fun, they aren't going to be sitting there putting their time into the game like they were with Black Ops 3, which might not have been all that great of a game in their eyes, but they at least were able to enjoy the game while they had it. And they were willing to spend that time playing wagers, playing in tournaments, you know, doing all they could to get better at the game, because that's all you really had. You know, you didn't have sort of Call of Duty that you could play. Like, now there's Modern Warfare Remastered, which I'm not saying is going to be the savior for Call of Duty or anything, but it's definitely better than what I've been seeing as far as like just pro players, because viewership on Twitch, I would say, is at a low for the new Call of Duty title. There's like no one streaming it. And if anyone is streaming it, it's only because they're playing in tournaments. And you know, you don't see the pros sitting there scrimming and streaming the games like they used to. The pros used to play on a daily basis. No matter what was going on, people would just jump on and play. And that's...
Securing Bravo.
He was lagging, man. Oh, here comes the lag. Oh, the servers in this game have been utter trash recently. There's pretty much no answer to it. It's just trash. Covered trash. That's how most of the games end up being anymore. Is you see, look, like, am I lagging? I'm not lagging. But on my screen, you see this. Black Ops 3 had a lot of problems, but it helped fix a lot of issues that Infinite Warfare had, and I really hope that the next title, I would say, has like a rebound from this like futuristic standpoint that we've all been sort of accustomed to here recently, because no one really enjoys it. You know, the casual player enjoys it, maybe, but I've seen probably higher viewership player numbers anyway, as far from a player standpoint, on Modern Warfare Remastered, and I don't think they really wanted that. They wanted to just sort of throw it out there where, hey, you relive your favorite times. They didn't want to lose the game. They didn't want to lose it, you know. But, you know, the game's still full of pub stompers. You're not going to lose any of that if you're a pub stomper. But I don't play the game for pubs. I'm okay.
Friendly drone support is
I'm
active.
I'm not good at all at pubs, but I play the game purely from a competitive standpoint, and the game is very, very much lacking at this time. And score streaks are stupid like this one. You see how long this one's been in the sky. Go away, please. You know, there's some that just last forever. There's some that's not even worth getting. But I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to Modern Warfare Remastered here for a second for you guys, so I can, you know, basically just talk about what I like about both games and what I feel Call of Duty and Activision should do this year for the pros, because I feel that there's going to be a lot more pros retiring this year than you probably will have seen in recent years. Like, you'll see complete teams, I feel, either leave the game to go compete in a different game. Like, I could see Formal going back to Halo at this point. He very much dislikes Infinite Warfare, as does majority of the pro players. And you know, some of these players have chances to go to other games. You know, they aren't just pro players. There's some that are just pro players, yeah. But there's several now that have made the transition to Call of Duty because their game is dying and it's coming back. Like, look, Gears of War is back, and that's starting to thrive. They have really good support by the developer and by the Xbox community. You have Halo, which is starting to make us come up again. You know, you have all these other options for these players. And, you know, for the longest time for console games, it was pretty much Call of Duty. And, you know, there was a lot of other games that were sort of trying to make some sort of come up at that time, but there's nothing really like it used to be. But you just see that there's just an increase in players that can go elsewhere. And I don't think that Activision wants to lose their player base as far as a competitive standpoint to anybody, but I have a feeling that they might, because of just simply the way this year looks like it's going to be. Alright guys, here's some Modern Warfare Remastered, and you will see there's a vast difference as far as speed. This game is very much more strategic and tactical as compared to Infinite Warfare, where it's all just winning one gunfight and you change the pace, you know. Where'd he go? Oh, that guy's lagging. Holy cow. He was moonwalking, man. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I'm trying to get my point across here that no matter what happens, I feel that there's going to be a shift in Call of Duty to where Activision is going to see that I feel that there's been this push to make it a little bit more futuristic. And I don't know if that's just from me or what. Like, I'm still, like, I haven't ever really gotten into this game, but it's definitely different. You know, going from Infinite Warfare, where you're jumping all over the place, to where you're having to run across the map, and where you're going to have to get yourself into positions, you know, to win gunfights. You know, not just not boosting across the map. I got a double kill. But Search and Destroy in this game is fun. I'm not much of a Search and Destroy pubs player, because I don't know all the nade spots, you know, like a lot of these other people know. But I feel that there is a change coming to the Call of Duty community to where they don't really care about the variants in the weapons. You know, from a pub standpoint, maybe they do. Maybe you have people that want to get all these different things, but competitive is what sort of helped, I would say, partially grow this, because you have people that, you know, have played, you know, team sports for all these years, and now they're able to play. I'm worried, genuinely worried, from not only from a fan standpoint, but to someone that wanted to, you know, at one point make this a career, as an opportunity to make this a job, to something that I could play and enjoy and it's no longer an option because, you know, you have not only the players walking away, but you have the casual competitive players walking away from the game, and I'm worried. You know, it's something that I didn't want to see happen to the community. I didn't want to see people leave it. I didn't want to see complete teams break up. I didn't want to see storylines disappear. But the last 2 years, you really see a change. At least I did, as far as the Call of Duty standpoint, as far as the team, as far as the community around it, changed from being one that everyone could sit there and enjoy the game and to just grind out the game, to where I'm pretty much burned out, and the game's only been out for not even 2 weeks yet, and I'm burned out of the game. And I don't play. I really only played the first weekend, and I pretty much only played Infinite Warfare. But imagine how the people that do this for a living feel, that play the game on a daily basis, that stream, make YouTube videos, do all this other stuff, and yet they come to a point where they no longer want to play, where they no longer want to sit there and dedicate their time to it. And it's frankly scary to me, because, you know, this is one thing I wanted to do. I have a lot of friends that want to do this as well, that want to grow in this community, become YouTubers, live streamers, competitive players themselves. And to have the years like we did with Black Ops 2, and then it fell off with MW3, an Infinity Ward game, and they sort of try to have this crawl back up, and it's sad, you know. It's something that, you know, Black Ops 2 was his big year, and then we go into Ghosts, an Infinity Ward game, and it didn't necessarily grow, but it didn't really fall off. It sort of went stagnant, and then Advanced Warfare came in, and there was a lot of hype, there was a lot of viewership numbers still, you know, sort of carrying over. But Advanced Warfare killed so many people from the competitive side of the game, because it was no longer what you're used to. Ghosts, in my opinion, is one of the best games since the Xbox One has come out, for Call of Duty wise anyway, to come out. I enjoyed the game. You had strats, you had, you know, you couldn't just run willy-nilly into things. And then you have Advanced Warfare, which totally kills viewership. Then you have Black Ops 3, which helped bring it back, because people know the game, people know what the game's about. And yet the viewership isn't there. The only place for viewership is currently available is Modern Warfare Remastered. And I feel that if they don't hear out these pros, at least have an option. I'm not saying make it your main game, but like have a secondary like league beside it, where you have a throwback league, where you invite all these different players. You can have players play in both leagues, where you play Pro Mod on Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare Remastered, which has made the game basically competitive Call of Duty what it is today. Pro Mod, you can play it now, and people enjoy it. But until the day comes where the games are no longer about being as fast-paced as you can be, you know, simply winning off of one gunfight, there's not going to be much change. You're going to lose the viewership. You're going to lose your big-name players. You're going to lose all these different people, because they're just not interested anymore. They aren't interested in having to go fight one-on-one with some guy that is using a scuff, which really does help you in these new titles. You're losing the people that made competitive Call of Duty what it was. And until Activision and these studios figure it out, I feel that there's not going to be much change. You're going to continue to lose these viewers. You're going to continue to lose the support of these pro players, which there's so many people that the pro players are the most vocal they've ever been this year about the game. They say it's boring. They say they don't want to play it. They say it's stagnant. They have to force themselves to play the game, simply because you tell them to, because you tell them that's what they're going to play if they want to be pros. And you might see a lot of pros quit to become live streamers who just play S&D tourneys, S&D wagers on Modern Warfare Remastered, because Infinite Warfare is killing your competitive community, which has helped grow this other side of the game, which a lot of people play. The amount of numbers that play Call of Duty for the competitive side of it is insane. And until the day comes to where they're able to find out where it actually works, to where, you know, you get rid of double jumps, but you keep in wall running. There's ways to change maps. There's ways to change games. But until Activision and all these studios figure it out, there's not going to be much change. And I have hope for next year. Which is sad is that I'm already talking about next year, and this game has just barely come out. But I have hope that a lot of these recent games have been in development for years, and you can see the change where they thought they could do something, and Advanced Warfare sort of went overboard. Then Black Ops 3 brought it back down, and Infinite Warfare is a little bit lower. But Black Ops 3 didn't have the variants. You got camos, which were sick. But now you have to play for variants to get special perks to get a nuke in game. Where you simply just had to get the 25 kill streak. Now you have to get the weapon and get the 25 kills. For just one time thing, maybe. Maybe not ever. I didn't mean this to turn into a rant, guys. But I'm passionate about this community. And until something is changed, until we step up and tell them what we want to feel, what we want to say, what we want to do, it's all going to be the same no matter who's in charge, no matter who makes the game. And on that note, hope you guys all had a great day. I know this was a rant video, a little long-winded. Definitely going to be cutting it down into the key points that I want to point out. But I hope you guys all had a great day, and I'll see you guys all hopefully very, very soon. Later, guys.